One day, in a small town, a Zen master, a master acknowledged for his precise coaching strategies, paid a marvel go to his disciples who were sitting in the monastery. With a haunting light in his eyes and a huge empty glass jar hanging below his arm, he right away struck the disciples' interest. Placing it at the table in front of absolutely everyone, he added out a pile of large stones, each approximately the scale of a thumb, from beneath the table, and carefully began setting those stones in the jar separately till he may want to no longer suit any extra in. Turning towards the monastery, he requested if the jar become full. Seeing that no more stones could be installed, the disciples nodded and spoke back, yes. To their surprise, the Zen master then pulled out a bag of pebbles and commenced pouring them into the jar, shaking it slightly. Pebbles, plenty smaller than the stones, rolled into the open areas between the stones. Again, he requested the disciples, "Is the jar complete now?" Some of the disciples started to hesitate, but many agreed again, announcing, "Sure." Now it was complete. The master then took out a bag of sand and commenced pouring it into the jar. The tiny grains filled all of the different spaces between the stones and pebbles. For the third time, he asked, "Is the jar crammed now?" In reaction, a few disciples hesitated, saying, "Maybe now not." Finally, the master took out a bucket of water and poured it into the jar, filling the sand. Only then did he well know that the jar becomes certainly complete. He amassed his disciples and explained, "I need you to realize that this jar represents your life. The stones are essential matters, your own family, health, and friends. Things that, if all else had been lost and only they remained, your existence could nonetheless be stuffed. The pebbles are other things that are critical to you. Paintings, your home, your belongings. The sand represents small modifications, small occasions. It continues if you place sand or pebbles into the jar first, there may be no room for the stones. The identical is going for lifestyles. While you spend all of your time and electricity on little things, on mundane tasks, you will in no way find room for matters which are genuinely profitable. The stones are those factors that are crucial to your genuine essence and happiness. They represent spending pleasant time with your loved ones, looking after your health, however additionally pursuing your goals and passions. If you don't prioritize these, you may locate ultimately that you have ignored the maximum vital elements of your life. He then concluded strongly, "Make positive, you place the stones in first. They are your foundation, your middle. They're your family, your health, your goals. Don't let pebbles or sand, the secondary obligations, the habitual, the trivialities, be prioritized over them. At the quilt of your adventure are the stones to be able to weigh the maximum on your pot of lifestyles. Keep your lifestyles pushed by using matters that interest your thoughts, that satisfy your soul, and the relaxation, just pebbles and sand." While the master ended his speech, a smart student raised his hand and asked him, "But master, what does water encompass in our life?" The master smiled at this reflective query and spoke back, "Ah, water. Water suggests that even if your lifestyles is full, there's always room for a cup of tea or tea with a pal. No count number how busy you are, there's usually room for the one's moments of satisfied rest and reference to others. In our lives, we often locate ourselves switching among priorities, trying to suit the whole thing into the restricted hours of the day. We get so stuck up within the hustle and bustle of small obligations that we every now and then neglect the things that without a doubt count. This jar, our lives, it is not endless. Its simplest has a lot space. If we pick out to fill it usually with sand and pebbles, the mundane and the peripheral, we are nowhere near to the stones, the matters which can be simply vital and meaningful. So please, attention on your stones first. Your family, your health, your passions, and your dreams. These are the factors of your lifestyles that, despite the fact that the whole thing else were taken far away from you, would still can help you experience fulfilled and cherish the content material of those valuable gemstones. First, supply time to the ones you adore and take care of. Nurture your body and peace of mind. Comply with your passions fearlessly. And do so in no way forgetting to make room for getting to know, development, and kindness. And water? That unexpected and nourishing detail represents tea with a chum, spontaneous laughter, shared moments of joy. Though existence can be like a complete jar, there may be usually space for those, always space to connect, to loosen up, to surely be. The pebbles and the sand? They'll get around to the vital matters, their duties and responsibilities which can be important. But they do not ought to eat up all your time or electricity. They ought to not clog the distance created for your stones. At the cease of the gathering, don't forget that it's no longer about a lively lifestyle full to the brim. However, a satisfying full life, wealthy in occasions that certainly remember to you. It's not pretty much counting the times, but making the times remember. It's about balancing the stones and pebbles, sand and water, in a manner that enriches your lifestyles and brings you authentic happiness. And that's a wrap. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more tips on living your best life. See you next time.